Okay. There's always this weird delay. Welcome, everyone, to Wisdom Wednesday. I am here with my web designer, Teresa. Good topic today, right, Teresa? Like difficult times and anxiety. Like so many people are going through it.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, myself included. Like I messaged you this morning because we missed last week. You had some stuff going on. We were going to do Website Wednesday. And instead, last minute, I'm like, can we do Wisdom Wednesday? Because I feel like I need this better.
Yeah. And when you said, can we do Wisdom Wednesday instead of Website Wednesday? I thought, yeah, because I have had a hell of a month too. I mean, literally in the month of December, I've had COVID. I've had 2 root canals. My dog is sick and at the vet right now, like couldn't even walk up it by a tick. And now it's turning into a whole thing. You know, stupid things like my car died in the garage and we're canceling Christmas and friends who are thinking they have COVID, like all kinds of stuff, right? We're like, but here's the thing. I mean, the advice, I tend to be the stabilizing force with my friends, even though sometimes, like everyone, I have difficult times. When I think about how to handle difficult times and anxiety, it's all about your perspective and what you allow yourself to focus on. But, you know, I don't want to oversimplify it. It is not something that you can go, oh, perspective, let me just have that and that works. This takes years to hone how to handle extreme stress and anxiety, or even small stress and anxiety, right?
Well, and to me, in times like this, I feel so much of the stress and anxiety of all the people around me that the smallest little thing, you know, like my dog got sick yesterday on my bed and it turned into this big, hairy, awful deal. It's just like, whatever, wash your bedding, like get over it. The poor dog was sick. Give her some love, you know? But at first, it blew out of proportion really quick because I feel the anxiety and the stress, you know, going on with the people around me. And I've had a better month than you. Obviously, I don't have those things, but I'm still feeling that from everybody else. And that compassionate person inside, we feel the people we care about.
Yeah. And really a lot of entrepreneurs are empaths, meaning they just, they absorb everyone else's emotions. And, you know, as much as I'm an empathetic person, I'm not an empath. I can often, except for my kids, I can often separate, which is what makes me a good business coach and life coach, right? It's like I can separate other people's problems and really help them work through the anxiety and the solution. And this is not just difficult times in life and anxiety I'm talking about for general life. I'm talking about in your business too, right? There's right now, when I tell you 80% of my one-on-one clients, my group clients, my friends who are in business for themselves are suffering from a tremendous amount of abuse from clients. Like everybody wants everything yesterday. They're getting beat up. That's not acceptable. And I'm like, oh, okay, like we need to kind of put this in perspective. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Like, and I have tips on I wanted to make sure I covered what I wanted to cover. So perspective is everything.
Well, and I would add one more anxiety. I'm not getting the beat up of the clients, but I'm getting that internal beat up of the new year. I have new things coming out in 2021 and I'm excited about it. And I'm stressing out like, oh my God, is it good enough? Is it perfect enough? Am I going to launch? I mean, I am beating myself up, even though my clients are amazing. Right now, I'm beating myself up because I have new stuff coming out. So I think as an entrepreneur, we're getting beat up one way or the other.
Definitely. And that's a really good point. We beat ourselves up more than other people beat us up most of the time.
Yes.
Right. So here's some tips, right? So these will apply to you and to everyone who's currently beating themselves up. It'll also apply to people who are getting beat up by other people. It's all about the perspective, right? When you have difficult moments, scary moments. So number one, think back to a time where you experienced a similar anxiety.
Yeah.
You're here today.
Yeah.
What was the worst thing that could happen? And that helps gain perspective. So for you as an entrepreneur, you're rolling out new programs. And trust me, I've been there. And I've had plenty of programs flop that I've put a tremendous amount of time and effort into. And you feel like you're going naked in the middle of a square, like I feel soon because I'm releasing a book for the first time. And I'm like, oh, what if nobody likes it? What if people think it's lame, right? You get all that anxiety. But at the same time, when I think, okay, think back when I've released something in the past that hasn't done well, which is my fear.
Yep.
I'm still here today and I'm still helping people make money and help them grow their businesses. And I just morph and change and adjust and pivot if that happens. So,
yeah. And
no
those,
big deal.
and for me, I don't know you, I'm sure you feel this too. Those things that flopped, they were the groundwork for something that was a success later on. Like hands down, that work did not go wasted. It became a foundation for something even better that did not flop.
Nothing makes you get to the next level faster than failing multiple times. Any really successful entrepreneur can tell you all their fail stories along the way. So if you fail, it's actually a success. I know that sounds weird.
It's true. It's totally true though. Yeah.
Right? You're rolling out something new. If it's not well received, you're going to be like, okay, I need to change this. And perhaps I needed to do more research, but I have to tell you, I think what you're rolling out is going to be phenomenal.
Thank you. I'm excited.
So our next website Wednesday, I expect to be able to announce this. So you need to listen to my tips and get over your fear because we need to announce.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So number one was think back on how you got through a difficult time in the past. What helped you get through it? What didn't help you get through it? And let's try to eliminate those things that you did that were not helpful. And just focus on what got you through it. Okay. Tip number 2. Think about it like this is just another moment in my life's journey. Like right now, we literally canceled Christmas. And some people who are canceling Christmas are like, oh my God, I'm canceling Christmas. It's the worst thing ever. You know what? It's just another freaking day. And I thought back, right? Thinking back, tip number 1, I've canceled many Christmases for sick kids and sick me in the past. I'm still here today. I'm still my family's together. Everything's fine. Right. What's the big deal, right? If something is happening, especially in your business, think back and think to yourself, it's just another moment in time. And what is it teaching me? What is this moment in time teaching me? That's tip number 2, right? And allow yourself to think about it, like the anxiety you're feeling, the upset, what is going on in your body, what's your mind saying to itself. Learning to listen to your mind's self-talk is what meditation is really all about for me, right? It's not about always quieting my mind. It's thinking like, what am I actually saying to myself? And how is that contributing to my anxiety?
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Or my inability to find a solution because I'm dwelling on something that's making it more difficult.
Yeah, I love that point because my meditations are rarely silent, but it's clear. It gives me so much clarity what chatter is really happening in my mind and how much should I really be giving way to it.
Yeah, we're the masters of distracting ourselves, right? We put on music, we put on the TV, we talk to a friend, we read a book. We don't just sit down and listen. And I have to tell you, the other day I just sat down and I stayed quiet for an hour, not any kind of like, oh, just sat with myself and thought about all that was going on in my life. And I thought, oh my God, I just like by the end, I was like full of ideas and motivation on different things and solutions that I never thought of and perspective.
Yeah. And honestly, but here's a funny thing. That is a goal of mine every day is 1 hour of silence. Get in a comfortable place, grab a cup of tea or coffee or whatever, and just sit for an hour is my goal. I don't always make the hour, I'm going to be honest, because then my phone, I'll reach for that and I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, I usually make 10 minutes, but the other day I did give myself an hour and it was amazing. And that was a lot in any given day when you're a busy person.
But even if you get the 10 minutes, it's still powerful.
And what happens is if you start to do that for yourself in order to figure out what difficult times and anxiety is teaching you, you start to crave the silence.
Yes.
Because when I don't get it in, I'm like, I need to sit in some quiet today. I always have the music, the TV, the computer, the Facebook, the Instagram, the noise, my friends on the phone, my children. It's like, wait, I just need silence for 10 minutes to an hour and just listen to myself. And it really allows me to figure out what different things that are difficult and causing me anxiety are teaching me right now, which is tip number 2. Figure out what it's teaching you. And it's not always apparent right away, right?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Tip number 3. This is where I get a little I get a little pissy about this, right? Not everything's weighted in the same, right? Like I named a bunch of things, like I had COVID, my car died. Like, okay, my car died in the garage. It was annoying, like your dog throwing up on the bed, like you said. It's annoying, it's an inconvenience, but like it's not the end of the world. So ranking things that happen to you on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst possible, and 1 being, all right, it's an inconvenience, it's an annoyance, can help you keep things in perspective when you're business, with clients, in your life. And this is one of the things that I have, you know, everybody has different personalities, right? So I'm sure you have a lot of friends that are very dramatic.
Yes.
We all do. And I tend to be the opposite most of the time, probably because I lived that life already and I've trained myself not to be like, oh my God, all the time. Right. So this helped me though, thinking on a scale of 1 to 10, 5, I'm sorry, 1 to 5, 5 being the absolute worst case scenario to me is that would be death.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where do these issues fall? And when you start ranking them, you're like, oh, you know what? This is really a 1. So take some deep breaths and put it in perspective and don't get dramatic. The anxiety and the drama actually makes whatever's going on in your life worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Hands down. Yeah.
Down.
And I love the ranking piece. I love that.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone, listen, it's tough. COVID, life, everything right now. I'm hearing so many people dealing with so much, not really normal, but it is the new normal. Mm-hmm. So you have to adjust your ranking schedule too, right? Like your ranking, right? Because this is the new normal. So the 3 tips, again, I'm just going to read them straight. Think back on how you got through a difficult time in the past, what helped you and what did not. Number 2, it's another moment in life's journey and try to figure out what it's teaching you by spending some time silent and figuring that out. And number 3, remember, not everything is weighted the same level of dramatic, right? From 1 to 5, 1 being, all right, it's an inconvenience. And number 5 being, it's really, you know, a huge issue that I don't know how I'm going to get over this obstacle and I might need help. And when you rank something, you can much easier deal with it and realize that it's not the end of the world, right? And you said something, tell them what you said before, the end of the world.
Oh, so one of the predictions that they toss around about the end of the world. So this past Monday, just a couple days ago, apparently was supposed to be the end of the world. The Mayan calendar was wrong and we were going to get to the end of the world again. This is the 5th end of the world that I have survived in my lifetime. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty good.
Me too. I know these theories about how it's going to be the end of the world or the killer bees are coming. I remember being terrified as a kid. I'm like, Mom, the killer bees are coming. They're coming here. No, I saw it. I read it. They're coming here. Like, and that was before the age of computers, Teresa. Now we can get all kinds of crazy.
I remember my friends and I running and hiding in trees, thinking bees would not find us in the trees.
Oh my God, they go right for the trees.
I know. Okay. We're kids.
Oh, so funny. All right, everyone. So I hope this helps somebody today, because difficult times and anxiety, 3 tips on how to get through them. That's what I should have wrote in the description. Read back in the description. I wrote the tips there. It is this holiday season is always a high anxiety time for everyone. Add to it difficult clients, COVID, and a lot of people are struggling. So keep in mind what I mentioned today. These are tips that helped me and have helped a lot of people. And there's always so many more, but these are the 3 that I chose for today.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow for Thursday Thoughts. And then it'll be Christmas on Friday. Woohoo.
Yay.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.